Hey, Moondog here. You will not find a more vehement group of fanboys and haters online than those that own Vortex and Arken scopes. And today we're going to be comparing the Vortex Strike Eagle and the Arken EP5. Now, I'm not going to tell you which is better than the other. I'm going to let you see in my tests. But before we get started, let me know in the comments which of the teams you're on, or if you're a complete optics agnostic. All right, let's get started. Let's start by comparing what you get in the box with each of the scopes. The Vortex comes with a few extra accessories like a sunshade and throw lever. The EP5 comes with a sunshade, and Arken occasionally has promos where they give you a throw lever, bubble level, and flip-up lens caps. Next, let's compare the specs side by side. There are a lot that are identical. Both are 5 to 25 power, 56mm first focal plane scopes. Both have illuminated Christmas tree reticles, 34mm tubes, identical amounts of elevation adjustments with a little bit more windage adjustments with a Strike Eagle. The only big differences are that the Strike Eagle can focus 10 yards closer than the EP5 and weighs 9 ounces lighter. Let's start with the Strike Eagle and take a look at its features and overall build quality, which is excellent. Its illumination knob is powered by a 2032 coin battery and has 11 steps of illumination with an off in between. The parallax knob turns smoothly and has those Vortex-style V-cut ridges for grip. Our elevation and windage turrets are locking. You pull up to unlock. Loud and tactile positive with just a little bit of wiggle, but I wouldn't call it slop in between each of the clicks. The clicks are definitive, though they feel kind of like a little plasticky, like zip tie clicks. Not bad, but still, I just note that. And our windage, same, nice and loud, tactile positive. Just that barest hint of wiggle in between each of the clicks. Each click adjustment is a quarter MOA, and the turrets can be removed to reset them to 0. And it comes with a zero-stop ring which can be installed under the elevation turret. The magnification ring turns smoothly, but it does come with a throw lever should you prefer to run it with one. Overall, the Strike Eagle is an excellent example of Vortex's solid build quality and design. Next, let's take a look at the EP5, and this one is outfitted with the optional accuracy pack, which includes the bubble level and throw lever. Its illumination knob has 6 steps of intensity with an off in between, and shares the turret with a very smooth turning parallax focus, which is a slightly larger diameter to make it easier to turn and differentiate. It's well known, Arken's well known for their turrets, and these are very tall and very visible, and they are resettable. And once you have your 0 set with your reticle, you just loosen 2 or more of the set screws at the very top here. And just let's take a listen. Very loud, very tactile, no slop in between each of the clicks. And each of the clicks is a quarter MOA. They also make a mil version of this scope, and there is a revolution indicator below the turret there in the base. And this also has a 0 stop, very easy to set. You just unscrew or loosen up the locking set screw here, and that allows you to turn the 0 stop screw at the top. And our windage, again, turns with a tactile loud and tactile positive, and our magnification ring turns very smoothly. You don't even need the throw lever. You can just do it with your finger, and our parallax focus also turns very smoothly. The Arken is known for looking and feeling very robustly built, and the turrets feel very precise. There's absolutely no slop in each of those clicks. But what everybody wants to know is how do they compare optically? So let's take it outdoors and take a look at that glass. Before we get started with the test, I'd just like to take a quick break here to talk about this episode's sponsor, Aura. For the cost of just a VPN, I'm getting a whole suite of security services, including $1 million in identity theft insurance, and they're even removing me from those damn data broker listings. Use my link, aura.com/moondog, and you can try them for 14 days, free. And if you use that link, you're helping to support this channel. You know, identity fraud is a real thing, and with AI, it's all too easy to spoof your identity. That's why you should try out Aura. Alright, let's get back to the tests. We're looking at the peak of Mount Davidson, approximately 1,400 yards away, through both scopes at their lowest power of 5 to get our best overall image through the glass. Both have accurate color rendition and are sharp from edge to edge. The Strike Eagle's image has a little bit more contrast. The shadows look darker and it makes it look sharper, but it's also a little bit more blown out. I can actually see more details in the panels of the siding on the houses in the foreground through the EP5. Now let's bring both scopes up to 12 power. It's mid-range of magnification that most people find useful. Both scopes seem equally as sharp, though the Strike Eagle looks a little bit brighter, but is also showing a little bit of chromatic aberration in the tree line. I've brought both scopes up to their maximum magnification of 25 power. They're about equally as sharp, though the Strike Eagle again is looking a little bit brighter. But if we look at the trail marker sign there near the center crosshairs, that's about a 3-foot-ish steel sign. You can see a little bit of purple fringing, a little bit of chromatic aberration in the Strike Eagle. I've taken both scopes to the gun range so that we can look at a reference target board 100 yards away. At their lowest power of 5, both scopes look remarkably similar, though the Strike Eagle's image looks a little brighter but also a little bit more blown out in terms of detail. I've taken both scopes up to their maximum magnification of 25. And while the EP5 looks a little bit warmer and the Strike Eagle looks a little bit brighter, the level of detail is remarkably similar. I can easily make out the bullet hits on the reactive sticker target on the bottom left of the boards, as well as two 22 caliber holes below that reactive sticker target. And in the Air Force optical resolution chart, on both scopes I can make out both horizontal and vertical lines down to element 5 or 6 in group -1. And despite the image looking a bit crisper in the Strike Eagle, I do see a purple fringe around the target board, which I don't see in the EP5. I'd like to thank my buddy Gerald for lending me his Strike Eagle for me to test and compare to the EP5 today. Now, as you saw in my tests, there are differences between the two scopes. The Strike Eagle has the more forgiving eye box of the two. The Strike Eagle is also a little bit brighter image, but again, the difference is probably very slight. The overall image through the EP5 is slightly warmer than the Strike Eagle, but the Strike Eagle also has a little bit more purple fringing in terms of chromatic aberration. There's a little bit of green fringing, to be honest, with the EP5. So, again, the differences optically are pretty darn small between the two in terms of both how they feel, the clicks as well as audible. These are a little bit mushier, and just in terms of visibility and usability, these turrets are amazing, though also twice the height. In the end, I'd have to say they're both great scopes. Picking one over the other, it's really up to you. So, the fanboys are going to be fanboys, the haters are going to hate on these scopes. But let me know in the comments if this test, this comparison, changed your opinion of either of these brands or these scopes. And if you're interested in picking up either of them, I've included product links as well as more information in my full written review at moondogindustries.com. You'll find a link to that article in this video's description. If you use those links, you help support this channel. And you can always help by simply hitting that like button, the subscribe button, and notification bell buttons. That's absolutely free. They don't charge you to be a subscriber to my channel, so I appreciate you taking the time to press those buttons and taking the time to watch this video. God bless. Moondog, out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.